Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's 10 o'clock. This is IGTV. It is a production of New York City Metro InfraGard Members Alliance, and you are coming live out of our New York studios to each and every one of you out there. And on the program today with us is the CISO for LiquidNet. That's Al Berg, and every week Al delivers the hack report. And this week on the hack report, Al is going to be talking about high fashion hacking, the Gucci case. So take it away.
All right. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So, want to talk a little bit about an incident that was in the news this past week when the high fashion house of Gucci suffered an internal slash external hack. What happened was there was an employee named Sam Chilung Yin, 34 years old, of Jersey City. He was a network administrator for Gucci, and he was, let's see, his first problem was that he was buying Gucci stuff in bulk and shipping it over to Asia, as part of a sort of a reselling type of deal, and that was in violation of Gucci's employee purchase rules. So when this was found out, Gucci fired him. For that. You would think this would be the end of the story. Unfortunately for Gucci, it was not. It turns out that while he was employed at Gucci, I guess Mr. Yin had thought of this possibility, and he had created an extra VPN token for himself using a false identity, an employee name of someone who didn't exist. And that remained undetected. So when he left, which was in May of 2010, he was obviously not too happy with Gucci, and in June of 2010, he made a phone call to the help desk, in the at Gucci, and convinced them somehow to activate this VPN token for this non-existent user that he had created. So there was the first failure, was that the help desk procedures obviously were not good enough to prevent somebody from getting them to do this. Now the second problem is, once he had that VPN token activated, he had unfettered access, according to the press release that went out from the New York District Attorney, to the Gucci network. And not only did he have unfettered access, he had unfettered access for quite a while. So he got the access in June. In November, he still had the access, and I guess he had gotten a little bit more upset with Gucci at that point. So he went on a little bit of a rampage. He shut down their storage area network. He deleted documents. He shut down email. There was apparently a day when no one at Gucci was able to get to their email. This affected not only the headquarters but the stores all over the country. There were a number of documents and files that were permanently lost. Gucci estimates the damage to be about $200,000, worth of damage from this attack. So there are a couple of lessons to be learned from this. First of all, termination procedures are really, really important. Making sure that when someone is terminated, that all of their accounts are shut down. I mean, there's really no reason that this guy, even if he was able to access the VPN as another user, he shouldn't have been able to have administrator level access on these other systems that would that allowed him to cause so much damage. So that, I think that's probably one thing where Gucci is doing a bit of a review. It also shows the need for auditing user accounts and making sure that all of your users are actually real. I mean, it's the provisioning should be tied into HR, and there should be a check and balance type system, so that we can't just create some user who doesn't exist. And again, auditing who has access to what on a regular basis would have also caught this. Um, now, as a result of this, Gucci, called the New York District Attorney's Office, which I actually find quite interesting that this is coming through the New York District Attorney's Office, in that, given that the guy lives in Jersey City, he probably did all of this stuff from home. I would think, and it sort of seems sort of strange to me that it would be the New York District Attorney that would be investigating this, but nonetheless, that's who's doing it. He's now facing 50 counts of various felonies and misdemeanors. Some of the felony counts carry up to 15-year sentences, if or at least maximum sentences. And I think it's going to be interesting to see, how this case plays out, especially with this aspect of the New York District Attorney being involved rather than the federal authorities. It just seems a little bit on the strange side to me. But I think the real lesson here is that you need to have onboarding and offboarding procedures for employees that make sure that no one person can create an employee login or delete an employee login, because that could also be damaging. Have some sign-offs from the manager, from HR, before anything is committed to a system. And also, your VPN access should be another layer of support, for your security program. Not, you shouldn't have just one access layer where you can get into the VPN and then shut down the SAN and take out email. This is something that I think it's very difficult for small and medium-sized organizations, because many of them, and I feel for these guys, because I'm in the same type of an organization. We're about 300 and some odd people. There's a lot of pressure to just get things done. People don't like a lot of process. They think that one of the good things about being a small and medium-sized organization is that you're agile. And they see this as a hindrance. But I think the cases like this really prove that there's a certain amount of process you have to have in order to keep things safe and secure.
Great talk, Al. You're absolutely right about that. There is both a devil's side and an upside to being a small to medium organization. Sometimes you can implement things faster because of your size, but then again, you get to your end users, and that's the people that want to get things done quickly. Typically, salespeople, and typically they try and use more dynamic or on-the-fly solutions, which for you create just a tremendous headache.
Yes.
So we're with you there. Great talk, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye now.